still remains the biggest selling recording artist in the history of music. The king of pop. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome artist and humanitarian Michael Jackson.
Singer Michael Jackson concluded the DNC fundraiser. Last Wednesday's Night at the Apollo raised $2.5 million for the Democratic Party. The money is expected to be used for a nationwide voter registration drive.
Yes, guest of May appear Lord Jammer, who fixed up the guided tours, a favour to his friend, the psychic Uri Geller.
Thank you. Pardon?
What are you hoping to see again?
Gee, I don't know. I haven't been in yet.
Tonight he was mobbed in Devon, where he was made an honorary director of Exeter City Football Club. Uri Geller is the chairman of Exeter.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Michael Jackson and Uri Geller to the pitch of Exeter City Football Club.
Sadly, we live in a state of fear. Every day we hear of war on the news, on the radio, and television. In the newspapers, always of war. We hear of nations hurting each other, of neighbors hurting each other, of families hurting each other, and of children killing each other. We must learn to live and love each other before it's too late. We have to stop. We have to stop the prejudice. We have to stop the hating. We have to stop living in fear of our own neighbors. I would like all of you now to take the hand of the person to the left and to the right of you. Go ahead, right now. I mean it. Don't be shy. Do it. It starts now. To the person next to you, to the left and the right. I mean it right now. Go ahead. Don't be shy. Do it. Do it. Now tell the person next to you that you care for them. Tell them that you love them. This is what makes the difference. Together, we can make a change in the world. Together, we can help to stop racism. Together, we can help to stop prejudice. We can help the world live without fear. It is our only hope. And without hope, we are lost.
Say he is off the wall. Michael Jackson has gone to war with Sony Entertainment. He accuses Sony of failing to promote his last album, Invincible. Jackson joined civil rights activist Al Sharpton in New York to protest alleged racism in the U.S. music industry, and he bitterly criticized Sony.
Conspiracy. You have to know that. I know my race. I just look in the mirror. I know I'm black.
Sharpton was saying, people from James Brown to Sammy Davis Jr., some of the real pioneers that inspired me to be the entertainer that I am. These artists are always on tour because if they stop touring, they would totally go broken.
Brought up James Brown and some of these others at the end of their careers are broke and penniless.
Yeah.
What is your financial situation?
I'm in an incredible financial situation. I just wrote somebody a check for $500 million. But when good news doesn't sell, if it's something negative and that's a rumor, that's when it's blasted.
Is Michael Jackson's lavish lifestyle finally catching up to him?
He's still worth about $800 million, but much of that is debt. Much of it is in assets that are not liquid.
In just 1 month, Jackson spent $200,000 at an electronics store, $150,000 on travel, $40,000 on limousines, and $10,000 at a pharmacy.
Flying around the world with an entourage, hiring voodoo witch doctors to consult with him.
This was his first public appearance after his acquittal, where he was being presented with an award. Many artists refused to grant him with the award, as they considered it bad publicity. Beyoncé was chosen at the last moment. Only Beyoncé agreed to hand over the award to him. Nobody wanted to be associated with him. Funny, right? How Hollywood and the music industry that considered him the blueprint, shed crocodile tears after his death, were actually absent during the time when he was being tortured. Jackson's role in revolutionizing the music industry was acknowledged by conveniently disowning him and turning their backs on him. This is how he was welcomed by the public. But as usual, the media once again maliciously tried to manipulate the public and turn them against him. The next day news outlets had published the story of him being booed off during the award ceremony, when in reality, he was welcomed with so much love and respect. Nothing had changed. The euphoria and magnificence of his presence was so very evident, and was the evidence that the media couldn't succeed in turning the public against Jackson.
My uncle was an angel on this earth, man. And it's real funny. You rarely meet people who are not attached to material like that. Sure. My uncle's the type person that if he ran into any of us right now, he would sit in this room and say, who's having problems today and what are the problems? Because he's going to say, let's get real. Would I rather help somebody on the street, or do I want to give my money back to the government for taxes? Don't forget, his taxes are huge. So I'll sit there and be like, you know what? Let me go buy $20 million in computers and give them to all the schools. That was my uncle. Oh, you're sitting on the street, you can't afford to pay your rent? Well, I'm not giving it back to Uncle Sam. Let me make sure you help. And you saw Drake sing, God's plan. Let me help y'all out. Right, yeah. Well, a man only needs so much to live on, and my uncle was that person. He always stated to us, this is just material. It comes, it goes. We make this. Don't ever forget that as men, We make the material. It doesn't make us.
Michael gave so much. I think he's the most generous entertainer that's ever lived. I think that's in the Guinness Book of Records. He's second to Bill Gates as a person for all that he's given. The list of charities that Jackson supported throughout his life is so enormous that during a church ceremony in the year 2010, the pastor had ran out of ink and paper while typing out all of the humanitarian work of Jackson that he carried out throughout his life. He was a silent savior, and most of his donations were done secretly and were only revealed after his death. It's a well-known fact that he has given more than $500 million to over 39 charities, for which in the year 2000, he was cited in the Guinness Book of World Records as the most philanthropic pop star in history, making it a total of 39 Guinness World Records in his name. He even made sure to put forth 20% of his earnings to be pledged towards charity work after his death. His sponsorship to this day supports hundreds of students in the field of education. Even after 11 years of his death, he's making a difference in the lives of millions of people.
Frankly, no question he was a big name and still is. Superstar, yes. Who's bigger than Michael? No question. Who's more talented and gifted than Michael? Probably nobody. But you know why he was so special? Aside from all that, underneath it all, he was so decent.
Yeah.
And so modest and humble. And a lot of celebrities you come across, they suffer from narcissism. They think they're entitled to everything. Or there are a lot of people, not just celebrities, but people with money, fame, or perceived money and fame. It's unfortunate people are that way, but, you know, I wouldn't be sitting here and talking to you if Michael was a horrible person. Who cares if he was famous and big, if he was a jerk, not a nice person. But he really was a really nice, decent person.
Please welcome Craig Glenday from Guinness World Records.
Hi, Michael. Guinness World Records is, as you know, the global authority on world-breaking achievements. And no one's more global than Michael Jackson. You are undoubtedly the world's most famous living human being. But it's not just the fame, it's the music. And I think for Thriller, we must award you your official Guinness World Records certificate and say congratulations on the biggest album ever in the history of music. Congratulations.
I love you. Thank you very much.
Physically and emotionally during the trial. He lost weight, his cheeks became more sunken in. He just looked like a shell of his old self to me.
I bruised my lung very badly. My lung on the right is very much I'm in pain as we speak. And I've been going to court every day in immense pain, in agonizing pain. And I sit there and I'm strong. I try to be as strong as I can. This is a very difficult time. And to just know in the end I'll be vindicated. I pray because I know the truth. I'm an innocent person.
Last week, people calling in all around the nation saying, is Michael broke? Michael, are you broke?
That's not true at all. It's just one of their many schemes to embarrass me and to just drag me through mud. And it's the same pattern like I told you with these other people in the past. It's the same pattern. So don't believe any of this, this is tabloid, sensationalized kind of gossip. But this has been kind of a pattern among black luminaries in this country.
I think the press is trying to make this a freak show.
Given the heat that's on you and the attacks that you are facing now, does it deter you from pursuing your career when this is over?
No, not at all, because I know who I am inside and outside, and I know what I want to do. And I will always, go with my dreams and my ideals in life. and I'm a very courageous person, and I believe in perseverance and determination and you know, and all those wonderful things. And those ideals are very, very important for a person who's goal-oriented, you know?
Since people have risen so high and so far with your dreams, what are you dreaming up now?
Oh, like I was saying before, is to innovate and to pioneer the medium of film. And there's other things I want to do, which are some surprises, things in society that I want to do in the future.
Really tired of the manipulation. I'm tired of how the press is manipulating everything that's been happening in this situation. They do not tell the truth. They're liars. They manipulate our history books. The history books are not true. It's a lie. That's right, Michael. The history books are lying. You need to know that. You must know that. All the forms of popular music, from jazz to hip-hop to bebop to soul, you know, to you talk about the different dances, from the cakewalk to the jitterbug to the Charleston to break dancing. All these are forms of black dancing. But if you go to the bookstore down the corner, you won't see one black person on the cover. You'll see Elvis Presley. You see the Rolling Stones, but where are the real pioneers who started it? Otis Blackwell was a prolific, phenomenal writer. He wrote some of the greatest Elvis Presley songs ever. And this was The same though, you know, these guys work really hard at their craft, but the story ends the same. They usually are broken, torn, and usually just sad, and the story is very sad in the end because the companies take advantage of them. And Tommy Mottola is a devil. I'm not supposed to say what I'm going to say right now, but I have to let you in on a secret.
Say it.
Please don't videotape what I'm going to say, okay? Turn that off, please. Know what? I don't mind. Tape it. Mariah Carey, after divorcing Tommy, came to me crying. She said to me that this is an evil man. And Michael, this man follows me, she said. He taps her phones. And he's very, very evil, and she doesn't trust him. And he is a horrible human being. And we have to continue our drive until he's terminated. We can't allow him to do this to great artistry. We just can't.
And started crying and said, please don't leave me. They're trying to kill me. And so the next day after we left court, I said, I need to take you to a hospital. He said, no, they'll kill me.
He has told me several times that he felt that people wanted him gone, wanted him dead. He would always say that. Just some of the mean, evil, vicious people didn't want him around for some reason. They're greedy, that's what it is.
In my Sony catalog is all the Beatles music, all of, Little Richard's music. I own Sly and the Family Stone. I own Elvis, so many Elvis songs, and it's a huge catalog. It's very valuable. It's worth a lot of money, and there is a big fight going on right now as we speak about that. Now, I can't say whether or not. I can't comment on it. There's a lot of conspiracy. I'll say there's a lot of conspiracy going on as we speak.
Michael was very suspicious of many people who had crossed his path. He felt people were after his catalog. He felt the media wanted to make a fortune on watching him be destroyed and carted off to prison. He was suspicious of many people who had crossed his path. I don't want to give a bunch of
company reverts back. We're not talking about $100,000. We're not talking about $1 million. And everybody in this room knows $1 million, I don't care if you're a normal person, ain't getting you shit. After taxes, you still got to live the same. You still got to stack your money. But when my uncle died, we're talking about billions of dollars. Can you imagine if Prince, when he died, sold Little Red Corvette to Chevy? Woo. Let's just you think about it. Yeah. They say Prince died broke. How do you die broke with $1 billion catalog? If he would have sold 3 songs, he'd have had a couple $100 million sitting in his pocket to play with.
Yeah.
All he had to do was, here, take these 3. I got the catalog of the rest.
Then I started breaking the all-time record in record sales. I broke Elvis's records. I broke Beatles' records. The minute it became the all-time best-selling album in the history of the Guinness Book of World Records, overnight they called me a freak. They called me a homosexual. They called me a child molester. They said I tried to bleach my skin. They made everything to turn the public against me. This was all complete conspiracy. You have to know that. I know my race. I just look in the mirror. I know I'm black.
Going to Universal and buy. We would own Jaws, E.T., Close Encounters, you know, all the classics from Universal. Own all of that stuff. That will allow us to do a a channel. Part of the Marvel channel can be not only the Marvel characters, but Marvel films like the catalog. We could do anything we want, from restaurants to retail, theme parks.
He then wanted to buy Marvel. He said, well, then I'll buy Marvel. I don't know what happened. I mean, obviously he didn't buy Marvel, but he wanted to.
It's the fact that Michael had power. Michael owned Sony. He owned a lot of shit. And they wanted to get rid of his ass. And they wanted to ruin his fucking reputation. I mean, Michael was dope. Well, he influenced everybody. Every continent knew who Michael was. And if Michael gave a message, you know, people be like, I want to listen to that. Too much power, man.
Nobody had issues with Jackson until the success of Thriller and Bad, which overnight made him the biggest black celebrity in the world. He was influential and was loved by millions. That's when the false allegations started to gain momentum. It's all about greed, hate, entitlement, and racism.
This is exactly why we call Michael Jackson the king of pop. If it wasn't for Michael Jackson, I would never have ever performed. He's made such an impact on my life and every performer's life. Michael Jackson, I love you. We all love you. I want you to give it up for the king of pop, Michael, 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 Michael Jackson. Congratulations. Diamond Award.
I love you. I love all the fans from the bottom of my heart.